Hello everyone, you have come to Tata Comic Preview channel. Let read together. Have fun. It is said that he came to choose a concubine. You know, the bigger the person is, the more powerful and valuable the genes are, and the stronger the talent in martial arts will be. Not only the owner, but also have to go to our Qin's house and the Wang's house next door. It is even possible that the aristocratic families in the dozens of cities in Kyoto province have to choose them one by one. Puff. Lu Sheng almost spat out a mouthful of blood. Where did you hear this news? Lu Sheng looked at Qin Shaojun in disbelief. Qin Shaojun had a natural expression, it's a big fuss. Isn't it very common for a martial saint to choose a concubine? Back then, the supreme Dao martial saint was chosen more than once. Our military department managed to come up with a godlike character this time. Instead of finding 17 or 18 spouses and giving birth to dozens of dolls, the old men in the military department probably didn't play. And I heard that our Lord of War is quite young. Young, you know, fiery. It is estimated that 17 or 18 can't be beaten. From my experience, he must at least marry this number of wives. Qin Shaojun stretched out a hand and said confidently, 100. Lu Sheng's face was black like a pot lid, and he gritted his teeth. Do not believe rumors, do not pass rumors. How can it be a rumor? Hey, I told you that you don't understand. Qin Shaojun waved his hand, suddenly remembered something, and reminded sternly, by the way, when the god of war arrives, you must hide Dongqing's snow. In case, I say in case. Dong Qingxue was spotted by the god of war, and the consequences were no joke. Lu Sheng was expressionless and said nothing. Dong Qingxue's expression changed, her eyes were obviously tense, and she subconsciously approached Lu Sheng. The three chatted casually, and when they were about to enter the cordon outside the courtyard, a group of people suddenly came out of the inside. The first person saw Qin Shaojun and greeted him loudly. Shaojun, you've come. The three of them followed the sound and saw a man in a black striped suit striding towards them. The man is about 40 years old, with a strong back and a burly physique. His appearance is similar to Qin Shaojun, and he is also a standard beautiful man. Behind the man, there are also some young people with equally good looks and temperament. It's my big brother. Qin Shaojun whispered to Lu Sheng, and then answered honestly, big brother. The burly man walked up to the three of them. His eyes swept across Lu Sheng and Dong Qingxue, and then stopped on Dong Qingxue. Qingxue, the last time I saw you, you just graduated from Wuhan University. Now I almost don't recognize you. The burly man smiled at Dong Qingxue. Dong Qingxue was obviously familiar with the burly man, and nodded to greet him, brother Xiaoyang. Qin Shaojun quickly introduced him. This is my eldest brother, Qin Xiaoyang. This is my good friend, Shengguan, and Qingxue's boyfriend. Qin Shaojun deliberately emphasized his tone, general of the Eastern Military Region, Lu Sheng. Hearing the word admiral, Qin Xiaoyang's eyes moved. So young? He took the initiative to reach out to Lu Sheng. Hello, I'm Qin Xiaoyang. Hello. Lu Sheng shook hands with him. At this time, a young man in a dark brown suit quickly squeezed up behind Qin Xiaoyang, and said with a gloomy face, Qingxue's boyfriend? The man looked pretty good, he took a deep look at Lu Sheng, then turned to look at Dong Qingxue. Qingxue, when did you have a boyfriend? Dong Qingxue's expression was indifferent, and she said lightly, what's your business? What's the matter with me? The young man laughed miserably and said, I've liked you for 25 years. You said it's none of my business? Wang Yao, you are crazy. Qin Shaojun couldn't help but scolded, you like Dong Qingxue, does Dong Qingxue like you? I'm most annoyed by your self-motivated licking dog. Others don't like you and they seem to owe you, what logic? Having stayed abroad for 20 years, is your head still stupid? Qin Shaojun. The young man's eyes spit fire, and his eyes stared at Qin Shaojun. Want to fight? Qin Shaojun sneered and immediately started rolling up his sleeves. Come on, let's see what skills you learned abroad. Enough. Qin Shaoyang, who was caught in the middle, snorted coldly, and the aura belonging to the Grandmaster was suddenly released, instantly suppressing the scene. Don't say a word or two. Qin Shaoyang looked cold, and then greeted Lu Sheng, General Lu, please forgive me Qingxue, hurry up and bring General Lu in. Dong Qingxue nodded, took Lu Sheng's hand and was about to go inside. The young man's face was twisted. He looked left and right, and suddenly saw a few blonde, blue-eyed people walking out of it in the distance. Immediately, his eyes lit up, with a hideous smile on his face. Admiral? Admiral is a fart. I am a disciple of Wusheng, I am a disciple of the Eagle Kingdom Rose Sword Saint, and my senior brothers, all of them are the top 8th level sects in the world. Saying that, he turned around and ran quickly in that direction. Qin Shaojun and others' faces changed slightly, and even Qin Shaoyang's face became ugly. Wang Yao is a lunatic. He quickly said to Lu Sheng and the two, you go in quickly, I will handle it. There must be no conflict in this scene today, in case of a collision with a big man, several families such as me can't bear it. Qin Shaojun and Dong Qingxue looked serious, so they wanted to take Lu Sheng away. Lu Sheng didn't move at all, looked at Dong Qingxue with a helpless and apologetic expression, and sighed softly, blame me, if I had come here seriously. There would be no such vulgar drama. I now know what the pomp is used for, it is used to isolate the evil pen. Dong Qingxue and the others all stared at him blankly, with unexplained expressions on their faces. At this time, the young man from before had already walked back here. Far away, Lu Sheng gritted his teeth to a few blonde people and said, it's him. Lu Sheng didn't care. In the next breath, an inexplicable aura emerged from his body. The momentum was initially like a mountain. Then pull up quickly, and keep pulling up. 10 meters, 100 meters, kilometers, 2 kilometers. At first, the expression of the person standing beside Lu Sheng was still as usual, but gradually, the expression began to change. Many people were attracted by this sudden momentum and turned their heads to look. The few blonde warriors from the Ying nation that the young man brought along didn't take it seriously when they felt the aura rising, and even wanted to laugh a little. When Lu Sheng's aura rose to 100 meters, they put away their smiles and began to look serious. When the momentum reached 1,000 meters, their eyes flashed, and their faces had the urge to try. 0.6 When the momentum reached 2,000 meters, their expressions became serious and solemn. When Lu Sheng's aura broke through 3 kilometers, 5 kilometers. The expressions of these people were finally moved, with shock and incredible expressions on their faces. When Lu Sheng's momentum broke through 10,000 meters. The expressions of these guys finally became horrified, with a look of disbelief. And this momentum is still rising and rising. 20,000 meters, 30,000 meters. As if it were never ending. The area around Lu Sheng had long since become an absolute vacuum, and Dong Qingxue, Qin Shaojun and others were all expelled. All the people at the entrance of the Dalan Mountain courtyard looked at this sight in shock. They raised their heads and saw the invisible solitary peak breaking through the layers of the sky above Dalan Mountain was as blue as a wash, and all the clouds were washed away. At this time, Lu Sheng was still just standing there simply and casually, but the whole person was like a long spear that penetrated the sky and the earth. Endless rays of light gathered towards him, the only one here. Qingtian couldn't hold back. The ultimate in the world. Everyone was stunned. At the same time, somewhere in the other courtyard, the expressions of several middle-aged men with extraordinary bearing who were drinking tea and talking suddenly changed. By coincidence, Chi rushed towards the door. That one, here we come. It's him, it's him. The crowd dispersed, and Lu Sheng's body and appearance were completely exposed. Those blonde and blue-eyed men from the Eagle Country stared at Lu Sheng, their faces turned pale, and their whole bodies began to tremble when they were electrocuted from their fingertips. They have participated in the World Master Conference, and now they finally recognize Lu Sheng's identity. The young man walking in front of several people was in a trance, and he still didn't understand what was going on. Whoosh! In the Qinghu courtyard, several figures rushed out one after another. They are all middle-aged men in their 40s and 50s, masters or great sects, and they exude a powerful aura that belongs to the head of a family. These people saw Lu Sheng at a glance, with excitement and ecstasy on their faces. Without further ado, come up quickly. When he reached a distance of 7 or 8 meters from Lu Sheng, he stopped and bowed respectfully to Lu Sheng. Dong Cheng Ding, Qin Hao, Wang Hetong, I have seen the war god. The round face and slightly chubby Dong Cheng Ding also took the initiative to take a step forward, and then said, the god of war has come to my host, and the host will go up and down, and the brilliance will shine. In an instant, there was an uproar at the gate of the Qinghu courtyard. The crowd suddenly became a sensation, and many people had shocked and excited expressions on their faces. The god of the army, the fourth martial sage of the Dragon Kingdom, the strongest in the world. During this period of time, their ears were almost cocooned by these words. This time, I rushed to the owner in a hurry, just to see this legendary big man, but I didn't expect to see it right now. Younger and stronger than expected. Dong Qingxue, Qin Shaojun, Qin Shaoyang and others, who were standing next to Lu Sheng, were completely stunned. One by one, looking at his expression, it was like seeing a ghost. Lu Sheng? Military god? Isn't that the good general? Several people were stunned, their mouths opened wide, and they were so shocked that they couldn't say a word. The one who was most shocked was Dong Qingxue. Dong Qingxue stood there blankly, staring blankly at Lu Sheng, as if she knew him for the first time. In a trance, with deep confusion. Gufeng suddenly dispersed, and the momentum entrenched in the field disappeared. Lu Sheng walked up quickly, grabbed Dong Qingxue's hand, and said apologetically, I wanted to tell you for a long time, but I haven't had the right opportunity, and I'm afraid you won't believe it. Dong Qingxue was in a trance, and she didn't know if she heard it. Lu Sheng could only hold her, greeted the 3 masters in front of him, and said casually, go in. Yes. The 3 masters respectfully responded and straightened up. Dongqing's waist was straight, his face was red, and he caught sight of Lu Sheng tightly grasping Dong Qingxue's hand. I just feel like drinking the nectar juice and jade liquid, and I can't tell the comfort of the whole body. The whole person seems to be 30 years younger in an instant, walking like flying, like stepping on clouds.